So unfortunately, my stream crashed there for a little bit. But what I was trying to show you before I crashed was that the game came with this mutation pack, which is like a mini expansion. So I'm not 100% sure if this would come with with like the retail version of Leviathan Wilds. So, but nonetheless, it came with at least my my Kickstarter copy. So that's awesome. More content's never a bad thing. Let's check out the dice. I'm not a dice aficionado, so I apologize that I can't probably use the right terminology for the dice to describe these dice. But they are like kind of a translucent color, and they're translucent appearance, and they're not like as chunky as like your regular six-sided dice. They're a little smaller than that, but these are they don't explain to me. They're binding crystals. Each Leviathan is covered in a number of binding crystals, the cause of their sickness and frenzied behavior. The binding crystals are tracked on the map by six-sided dice of two colors used to indicate the quantity of crystal in that space. So without reading too much further, I'm going to assume that these are kind of like the hit points of the Leviathans that are then going to be kind of located throughout the Leviathans, and you'll have to these are what you're maybe trying to damage, and they would start at a certain number, and then you just keep track of the damage points using the die. Again, I'm making a little bit of a assumption there with how these work, but that's what I'm going to assume based on what I just read in the rulebook for what the die represent. Over here we have a bunch of wooden cubes. Nothing crazy with these, just your run-of-the-mill wooden cubes in purple, red, and a teal. These are called tracking cubes, and looks like the red is used to track your health on the player board. I'll actually show that. So you would start at your full health, and then the teal is used. It's called a blight marker, and starts on the 0 space. So imagine you want to keep this one low and this one as high as possible. And then there's the purple one, which I am not immediately... Oh, it says choose difficulty and place the purple cube threat marker on the matching space of the threat board. So that goes back to this board. And if you want... Okay, so this is where you how you can change the difficulty. You could start... It's really hard to see the text, but there's the first one's says casual, normal, hard, or expert. So you basically can choose your starting point. The more to the left, the easier it is. And then as the game progresses, obviously as it gets further down this track, I think your game's going to become more difficult. So anyway, that's what the cubes in general do, I should say. So that's that. Let's go back to the box, and let's just pull out the climbers. So one thing that I will appreciate about games these days is when they make the decision not to provide unpainted plastic miniatures, because I hate that feeling that I have these unpainted plastic miniatures that I should paint, because I hate playing a game with unpainted miniatures. It's just, I don't know. It's something that it's a mental thing. I'm sure some of you out there can sympathize with that feeling. But in this game, the characters are these wooden, like printed blocks that represent the different climbers, which again are like the characters, and they actually have different art on the front side and the back side. So that's kind of cool. Little, instead of just doing the exact same artwork on each side, they made the effort to have a front and a back. And also, it's nice because even from a distance, you're not going to probably be able to easily tell which character is which, but obviously they're color coded, so You know which characters is yours based on the color, even though they do all have different artwork that I think, of course, aligns to the climber themselves. So those are your playing pieces in the game. And let's go back to the box here. Let's pull these out. And these are called. What are these called? Well, I can show you what they look like. They're wooden tokens. And gosh, are they the climber tokens? Maybe. This is going to bother me because it's okay. They're called arcane tokens for the Magus class. So if you pick the so it looks like in the game you when you're playing you are choosing a any one character in any one class. So you can mix and match a climber with a different class. And so that actually even further adds to replayability because then, of course, you can mix and match the different characters with the different classes. What's not immediately clear to me is how many classes there are because it does look like there was 8 different climbers to choose from, but in terms of the classes, it wasn't so clear to me how many there are. So, okay, classes, sorry. Oh no, I was looking at the rulebook here, and it actually still doesn't make it super clear how many classes there are to pick from. But anyway, that's what these are for. These are for one of the classes. Okay, so back to the box. Actually, where did these go? I'm already losing track of. That's the one thing with these. Well, actually, I should hold my tongue because I was gonna say one thing with these organizers is if you forget how to put everything away, then the organizer is not as useful. But actually, it's hard to see from a distance. But they do have little icons to indicate what's supposed to go where. And I mean, the crown things is probably the most obvious one, but hey, anyway, that's a nice little touch. I definitely appreciate that. Okay, so next thing is this baggie of focus. Are these focus tokens? No. Yes. So these are called focus tokens. I'm not sure if this is now I'm wondering if these are. Okay, I'm starting to get maybe a little confusing here. These might be Kickstarter exclusives because they are also on the punch board. So just like those other wooden symbols that I was just showing, there's cardboard punch outs for them as well, and same for these focus tokens. So it's possible that the retail version would just come with the cardboard tokens and not these nicer wooden ones, so keep that in mind. But anyway, and then these are more of the climber class tokens that again are also on the punch board, but have come in my copy of the game as wooden tokens as well. So with that, the last thing. Oh no, I don't think. Yeah, these are just more of those wooden tokens that are either for the climbers or the different classes. So with that said, the last thing in the box that I haven't actually pulled out yet is more cards, which I assume will be more of the same. Well, no, there's injury cards. So I imagine during the course of the game you can get hurt, and then you have to take an injury card that affects your ability to perform. So, for example, this weary one says after you rest, lose 2 fist, then remove this injury. And fist, I'm gonna guess that fist maybe represents your action point. Is the symbol for action points? Icons. Oh, grip. It says discard cards from deck when losing. Place cards under deck when gaining. Okay. So, grip is maybe like a currency then. Okay, maybe. But anyway. So those are injury cards. And then we have just more of the different class cards, I believe, is what the majority of these are. So just tons of different abilities that you can use with the various characters in the game. So yeah, that's really cool. So I know that was a lot, but you know, I appreciate games that come across as innovative to me, and that's definitely the case here with this Leviathan Wilds. I'm becoming also more and more of a fan of these booklet maps because, again, with a lot of the boss battler games, you have to deal with putting out an actual, the terrain tiles and all that. So to just be able to quickly turn to the Leviathan and you really don't have any much more additional setup than that is very nice and is going to help make this game get to the table much easier. So definitely like what I see. Again, as I mentioned earlier, this was not supposed to be a stream of how to play the game. So I know I kind of brushed over a lot of oops, well that's gone. But a lot of the rules and everything. So please, again, check out the Game Found page for the game if you want to learn more about how the game plays. I'm sure there's plenty of playthrough videos out there or rule instructional videos of the game that exist. So with that said, I definitely hope to do my own at least playthrough stream of this game in the near future. But also, as a reminder, please check out our live stream tomorrow for Star Wars Day or May the 4th, as again, we'll be talking about our favorite Star Wars games. And again, some of the designers of Imperial Assault actually worked on this game. So there is a connection there, and I think that's really cool. Imperial Assault may be talked about tomorrow during our discussion of the top 5 Star Wars games. May be talked about. I don't want to give any spoilers, but I have a feeling it might show up there. So yeah, anyway, hope you enjoy these unboxing videos. Like I said, it's I know it's a little unprofessional. I'm just kind of opening it and enjoying this experience with you guys. So if you have any comments, please share, good or bad. I definitely am never shy to any kind of criticism on how to make these better. And I apologize again for not knowing how to play the game yet, but I have a lot of Kickstarters on the horizon, and I just can't, unfortunately, learn how to play all of them until I finally get them. So with that said, this is Leviathan Wilds by Mooncrab Games. I think it's their very first game, and if it is their very first game, I feel like this is a very great start for them. Really hoping to see more from them in the future because this looks like, from a production standpoint, top notch. And from what I see, looks like it's very promising from a gameplay perspective as well. But with that said, my name's Nick. I'm with Talking Cardboard, and if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Our URL's right down there. Or you can scan a QR code to some of the other types of media media platforms that we make content for. So thanks for watching, and hope to see you guys again soon.